Welcome to today's Biochemistry MCQs. We'll dive further into questions involving lipids. But before we do that, make sure you click on the notification bell and subscribe to this channel. So, the first question is, phosphatidylcholine is commonly called lecithin. Single myelin belongs to which class of lipids? Sphingolipid. The sphingolipid is made up of 18 amino alcohol called sphingosine. 18 carbon amino alcohol called sphingosine. So that forms the backbone. For triglyceride what forms the backbone is glycerol. For phospholipid, what forms the backbone is glycerol. For single lipid, what forms the backbone is an 18 carbon amino alcohol called sphingosine. On the words, sphingosine. Now, glycolipids are abundant in the brain. Glycolipids serve as receptors. Essential fatty acids include linoleic acid and linolenic acid. These are the two essential fatty acids. And like I said in our previous videos, they are essential because our body cannot produce them. We need them in our diet. Rancidity of fat is caused by oxidation. And rancidity usually occurred in unsaturated fatty acid. A fatty acid that has a double bond. Fatty acid that has a double bond. Fatty acid that has a double bond. So this is where the rancidity will cause. So if it occurs in the fat, we'll say the fat has become rancid. It will have a bad taste and cannot be used for cooking any longer. So we say that oil have gone rancid, means that oil have undergone oxidation. And the oxidation might be caused by maybe moisture content, usually moisture content, or exposure to oxygen. Hydrogenation of oil produces trans fats. We have cis fats and trans fats. The trans fats are fatty acid that looks like this. A fatty acid that looks like this. It look like this. So the double bond is somewhere like this. So that's a trans fatty acid. If it looks like this, it's a cis kind of fat. We call it cis. Why this is trans fat. So which of the following is an omega-3 fatty acid? Omega-3 fatty acid is alpha-linolenic acid. When we say omega-3 fatty acid, it means that the fatty acid, the numbering starts from the last carbon. So because they are made up of the carbon is that they call them omega-3 fatty acid because of the position of the double bond from the omega carbon. Now, linoleic acid is 18 carbon atom. 18. So we have C double bond OH. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See 9 and 10, there's a double bond. 9, 10, 11, 12. Between 12 and 13, there's a double bond. 14, 15, and between 15 and 16 is a double bond. 17, 18. So now if we are to count the double bond from the omega carbon, this is the omega carbon, the last carbon is omega carbon here, last carbon. So if you count 1, 2, 3, so the double bond is at 3 from the omega carbon. That's why it's called omega 3 fatty acid. That's why it's called omega 3 fatty acid. So this one we have 6 delta. That delta will now contains the double bonds delta 9, 12, 15 linolenic acid. This 9, 12, 15 tells you the position of the double bond in the molecule. So if it is omega 6 fatty acid, this one will be vacant. This one will be vacant. That will be vacant. Now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will start from here. We will now call it omega 6 fatty acid. Which class of food has the highest energy per gram? Carbohydrate will give us about 3.5 to 4 kilocalorie per mole. Proteins, the same thing. Lipids will give us 9 kilocalorie per mole. So lipids will give us the highest energy per gram. That's why we know that fat gives more energy than carbohydrate. So which fatty acid is omega 3 fatty acid? Same question. Is linolenic acid. Palmitic acid has no double bond. It's a 16 carbon fatty acid. Stearic acid is 18 carbon fatty acid. Oleic acid is also 18 carbon, but oleic has a double bond at position 9. So the palmitic acid is saturated fatty acid, no double bond, 16 carbon atom. Linolenic acid is a fatty acid that is unsaturated, having 3 double bonds at position 9, 12, and 15. While stearic acid is also a saturated fatty acid with no double bond, 18 carbon atom. Oleic acid is a fatty acid, is a monounsaturated fatty acid with a double bond at position 9. So the answer is B. Soap formation occurs by reaction with base and alkali, usually sodium hydroxide base or potassium hydroxide base. That's what called saponification. Which of the following lipids aids in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins? A, D, E, and K. These are fat-soluble vitamins. So do we say triglyceride? Do we say phospholipid? Do we say biosalt? So the answer is yes, biosalt, because of course the function of bio is the name of emulsification of fats for proper digestion and absorption of fats. So do not forget to click on the subscription button and also click on the notification bell for more videos on biochemistry MCQs.